Hey, everybody out there. Justin Chamness here, Real Estate Wholesalers Club, all about getting you to that shut up money. I hope you're working at it today. I know I am, and you should be too. So I'm here to encourage you. Also, I want to share with you some answers to some questions I've gotten recently. And so let's just dive right into that. Tomorrow, by the way, at the 12 o'clock time, Central Time, we're going to be doing, which is 10 a.m. on the West Coast, guys. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a role play session, so come join us there. But today I wanted to talk about some things, just clear up some questions that people have been asking me. And the first question that I have is from a gentleman named Linus. And Linus says, "Hi, my name is Linus. I'm a new real estate business. I recently watched a lot of your videos on YouTube and automated REI and Zillow or Craigslist scraping campaigns. Michael Batista recommends to contact folks on Zillow for sale by agent long listing. These sound like listings that are about to expire." That's what he sounds like. "My question is, if we contacted direct with homeowner, if homeowner has listing contact with agent and agrees to do lease option with us or to sell direct, he needs to cancel the listing. Still, will he be obligated to pay a realtor fee? What would you recommend how to cancel the listing agreement?" Okay. Well, first of all, if it's a long time that's been on the MLS, it's about to expire, the agreement with the realtor. So it wouldn't be any real concern there to wait a week or two to do the deal. You could tee it up and do it when it expires. That's one way to get out of the listing agreement, or for the homeowner to get out of the listing agreement, which is an important part because this is an agreement the homeowner has with the realtor. This is not an agreement that you have with the realtor. So the homeowner has the obligation to square up with the realtor. He's the one that signed the exclusive listing agreement. He knows how long it's for. He's the one who made the obligated himself to pay the realtor 3% commission or whatever it was. And so he's going to have to deal with that. So I will just simply ask the homeowner, "Mr. Homeowner, it's great that you and I have struck a deal here, but I have a question. Your house is listed on the MLS. What is your plan for dealing with the realtor? Or are you going to find a way to get out of the listing agreement? Are you going to ask him to get out? Or are we going to wait till it expires? Or are you going to settle up with him in some way?" Because ultimately, that's the homeowner's responsibility. And many times they have thoughts on this matter. Okay. So don't overthink the realtor part. Now, if you do a deal with a realtor involved, then the question becomes, how do I pay the realtor? Well, if the realtor is wanting 3% commission, and you're going to get a tenant buyer that has a 5% down payment, then you would be giving 3% of the 5% to the realtor. That's more than half. That stinks. All right. Don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to tell the realtor, hey, you want to ask the realtor, hey, how are you planning on being paid during, doing this lease option transaction with me and your client? And they may say, oh, I'll wait till be paid at the end when the tenant buyer buys. Okay. Wonderful answer to hear. They may say, I'm going to need to be paid some up front. And then you can offer this, say, hey, listen, I'll give you 1% of the purchase price up, when we do the deal up front on the front side, and then I'll give you 2% on the back end when the tenant buyer buys. Is that something that sounds reasonable, Mr. Realtor? That way you make some money now, you make some money later. And most of the time that works. Realtors are pretty understanding about that, especially if they're trying to help their client with a lease option transaction involving you. Right? Typically, this is a property that has, been on the market for a while. They were not successful with selling it. And so they're trying to help their client. They're trying to serve the best interests of their client. And sometimes a realtor will see you as being a viable option. You just need to make the deal work with the realtor. Okay. If the realtor's on his way out, the homeowner doesn't want the realtor involved, doesn't like the realtor, he says the realtor hasn't done anything, then you need to ask the homeowner what's his plan for getting away from that listing agreement. That is ultimately his responsibility, not yours. I put out a great video on this topic a couple, 2, 3, 4 months ago. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a crazy year. But it's called Oops, I Called a Realtor. All right, so if you go to YouTube and you look me up on my channel and you search "Oops, I Called a Realtor," you'll see a more in-depth explanation of this particular question. Okay, so I hope that helped, Linus. That's what happens when you're working with a realtor. All right, not a bad thing, just a thing. All right. Next question that we have comes from a gentleman named Errol. Errol is a one-on-one student of mine, and he wanted to know if I can demo how to organize one's acquisitions life. Yes, I can. And what he's talking about is how do I structure and plan out my week so that I make sure I always have lead generation being accomplished, and I always have the time and the schedule set up to make phone calls to these leads to either pre-screen or close them. Okay, that's a great question. And in order to do that, I want to share screens with you, because if you're a part of the VIP club, and by the way, thank you, Mr. Thinker. I am the lunchtime mentor as well as the midnight mentor. It's crazy. I work on the 12s. If you're in the central time zone, man, I can't be on the 12s everywhere, just here. So anyway, thanks for watching, Mr. Thinker, and everybody out there too. I appreciate it. Man, we had a great session last night. But today we're talking about lead generation and working with the motivated sellers and how do you structure this. And really it all comes down to habits, rituals, and routines. Okay? Habits, rituals, and routines. That's what it is. Now, let's talk about it a little more in detail, and let's reverse engineer your acquisition side business. Okay. What you got to do is two things. Just two. The first thing is you have to generate leads. If you're not generating leads, you don't have anything cooking at all, right? You've heard me say it many times before. If you don't have leads, are you truly self-employed, or are you just simply in denial being unemployed? I've been both, and I know the feeling's about the same. Just saying, get some leads. Now, we talk about ways to get leads here at Real Estate Wholesalers Club. You can find out more about how we get leads by going to realestatewholesalersclub.com. There's a free training course for you there. It comes with a free agreements package. Lots of great content and information for you there. Please just come join us. We're a club atmosphere. I'm not trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm just trying to help you with what I do know. So come join us. There's a lot of great smart guys in this room, gals too, smarter than me, better than me. That's what I like. That's the way I wanted it. Hey, why do I want to be the smart guy? I don't need to be the smart guy. I want to surround myself with people that are smarter than me, people that can teach me something too along the way. You know, that's what makes a relationship so much fun, is when we're growing together. So come join us at realestatewholesalersclub.com, and you'll find out how we talk about generating leads. Okay. We do it on the inexpensive. All right. We do it on the regular. Okay. I've been in the wholesale business for a long time, and I'm going to tell you, this is one of the hardest nuts to crack mentally. You know, you get into a rut mentally thinking that there's only a couple, 2 or 3 ways to make leads happen in your life. And that's just not true. There's probably hundreds or thousands of ways to get leads. I like 1 or 2 of them a lot, and I use them a lot, and I'll recommend those to you, and you can use them. One of those you've heard me mention earlier in Linus's question, which is how do you when I'm talking about automated REI, generating leads with automated REI. That's scraping Zillow, scraping Craigslist, and blasting out a text message. Okay. Some people use ringless voicemail. See what I'm saying? We could just get lost in all the different things you could do. Isn't it time to just pick one and go with it? Something you can do, something affordable. Yeah. So that's why I go with where I go, because it's affordable and I can do it. It makes sense. Okay. And it works. It's something I can be consistent with. So talking about lead generation, and then that's the first thing you got to do on the acquisition side. And then secondly, you got to call, pre-screen, and or close these leads, right? So pre-screening and closing the leads. So 1, getting the leads, lead generation, and then 2, pre-screening or closing the leads. Not too complicated, really. Not really. But the doing of the thing is a different story, right? Well, if you go find out how to use automated REI, that'll solve one problem for you. Okay. And I don't own the place. I don't get paid to tell you that. You know, I don't make any money. I don't make 1 nickel off of it. But here's the thing, it works. So just try it out. Go check it out. AutomatedREI.com. That's the lead gen side. Now we've got to get the pre-screening and the calling done. So you got to learn a skill set there, right? You got to learn how to talk on the phone, have this conversation. And once you do, that's about the sum of the entire acquisition side. Now, yeah, there's a few pieces of paper to have somebody fill out. Big whoop. Dot loop, DocuSign, no big deal. Don't even have to go there. All right, so that's the nut of the acquisition side. That's the entire thing. That's your entire acquisitions business right there. Just two concepts: getting leads and making good phone. Now, why is that so damn difficult? You tell me. I think I know why it's difficult. Well, one, it's not difficult. It's just different because you're not used to thinking in these terms. But once you start training your mind to think in terms of lead generation and making good phone, then you'll start to see things a little differently. And then you recognize that it boils down to your habits, your rituals, and routines. See, your habits, your rituals, and routines all play into who you are right at this moment. I don't know if you're like me, but every day I get up basically the same time. If you're like me, you take a shower basically the same time every day. You run on the treadmill or work out or exercise about the same time every day. Not the same time as me, but you the same time as you every day. You probably get hungry and eat lunch somewhere around the same time every day. Probably get hungry and eat dinner at the same time every day. Probably watch the same kind of shows every night on the same TV every day. But if I said, what time of day do you generate leads? Well, I was thinking about doing that on sometime in this weekend. You see the difference? When you get up in the morning, you don't have to think about it. You just go right into your habits, routines, and rituals. And lead generation is not fucking one of them. Okay? Giving good phone is not one of them. So it's imperative, if you're going to be successful with this and not just be a one-off unicorn kind of wholesaler where you got one deal and it was a great one, and that's the story you're going to tell your grandkids. Like, if you want to build a business, then you're going to have to break down these concepts, lead generation and giving good phone, into and boil them down into, cook them down into your habits, rituals, and routines, so that it becomes an automatic thing. So it's not like, what do you do to generate leads? You already know what. It's what time of day. What day are you doing it? When are you doing it? If I said, about what time every day do you take a bath? You'd probably be like, well, every morning I get up and I go pee-pee and then I take a shower. Why? I don't know. Just always have. That's my routine. I get up, get my coffee, put my slippers on, read the newspaper for a few minutes, then I take a shower. You do this every morning. Yep, every morning. Even on Sunday. Okay, well, what part of your day do you do lead gen in? I don't know. I mean, I haven't started that yet. It's going to be hard to start and keep it going until you cook it down into your habits, rituals, and routines. Now, let me give you an example here. This is something that's going to help you. I'm going to share the screen with you. You see our acquisition scoreboard. This is a spreadsheet that the VIP club has. It's also in the Lease Options 2.0 course, by the way, if you want to look that up. That's at realestatewholesalerclub.com. This spreadsheet is in that. It's also in the VIP club. Guys, the VIP club is just freaking on fire right now. Everybody's just really exciting me in there. I mean, I think we're fundamentally changing the way coaching's done, guys. This is an incredible group. Almost 50 real estate wholesalers in there getting born again hard. That's right, I said it. 50 real estate wholesalers in there right now getting born again hard. Tired of the bullshit. Let's get it done. All right. So Check it out. It's less than $90 if you use the coupon code SHUTUPMONEY. Inside that course, inside the VIP, is this acquisition scoreboard, guys. This is a spreadsheet right here that will break down for you what your activity level should be. Okay? You can see that right here. It says at the top, monthly goal, 10 grand. How many of you would like to make 10 grand this month? Yeah, I felt the brain power hit me like a wave. I bet everybody does. Wouldn't it be nice to make 10 grand this month? Sure it would. You know, that's only 3 deals if you suck at this. Usually that's only 1 or 2 deals. Average profit per deal, five grand. Okay, then that's 2 deals. But we put the number of deals as 3 because, you know, occasionally something happens and one falls away, or somebody quits, or the house burns down, or who knows. All right, so we're going to play the law of numbers here. We're going to pad it a little bit. Let's say you want to get 3 deals with homeowners this month. That means you're going to have 30 leads per deal, which means 90 leads this month. 90 leads. I could have 90 leads by the end of today. You could too. Okay. Number of leads per week, that's 23 leads a week. Number of leads per day, that's 5. Do you see how this is becoming more manageable, though? The numbers get small and manageable when you're doing something consistently every day, like a habit, a ritual, a routine. Okay. Now, what does that mean if you're using automated REI and you're sending out text? That means the SMS texting, you would have to do 100 a day or 500 a week. That's it. That's it. What part of your routine today includes lead gen? And if you tell me no, it doesn't include lead gen, then I have to ask you as the coach, are you working at this? Are you self-employed, or are you just unemployed? Or are we kidding ourselves? If your habits, rituals, and routines do not include lead gen, you are kidding yourself. I love you, but that's the truth. You want me to make you feel good, or just tell you how it is? Because that's the freaking facts. Okay? 100 a day. How difficult is that, guys? I could do a whole month's worth this afternoon. And I really mean that. It's that easy. It's that affordable. There's no excuses. So that's how you structure the target numbers for your month, for your week, for your day. Right there on that spreadsheet. But let's take it another step further. You want to? Want to get crazy with me? Because this is what I do. See, that's not enough for me. It's not enough for me to know this shit. It's not enough for me to have a spreadsheet that tells me what the target numbers are. I need somebody to manage me. That's the facts. I'm the 3rd kid of a family of 3 kids. I'm used to being mothered. I'm used to being brothered. I'm used to being looked after. I'm used to being managed a little bit. You know, a lot of people out there are too. You know, when I became an adult, I got rid of a lot of that in my life. Like, I got rid of a lot of that stuff where I don't need to be mothered and brothered anymore. Because as an adult, guess what? Whose job is it now? Do you stop needing to be mothered when you turn 18 somehow miraculously? No, you don't. What happens then? The shift occurs where mama stops mothering you quite so much, and you're expected now to continue doing the job for her because you're an adult now. Except most of us go on a permanent fucking adult vacation and we don't even manage or parent ourselves. You got an inner child in there screaming to follow a mundane, boring, safe routine. And if you do not parent yourself and help yourself manage the routines, the habits, routines, and rituals, then guess what? You're doomed. You're doomed to live the immature business life, immature relationships, because you're not parenting yourself. Do you eat 3 sundae cones after dinner? Why? Well, because I'd get heavy. I'd gain too much weight. No, you probably don't, because when you were a kid, mama said no. And that's a part of your life. You were willing to accept the responsibility of parenting yourself when mama didn't do it anymore. But there are other parts of your life that you're refusing to parent yourself in. I'm just telling you, man, we're all this way. We are all this way. Grow up, right? And make it a part of your habits, rituals, and routines. But having a spreadsheet ain't enough for me. That does not make it a habit, a ritual, or routine for me, having that damn spreadsheet. It's helpful because it gets me the target numbers, but it doesn't concrete this thing for me into my day-to-day life. So how do I do that? Let me share screens with you. This is how I do it, guys. Okay, I've got to actually share the screen with you here. Here we go. This is how I do it. Trello.com. Trello is a free app. You know me. I'm a tight ass. I like getting leads cheap. This is a CRM right here. If you want to know what this is, it is a simple CRM. It's free. It comes with an app for your phone. It's even better. Okay, and here is an example board. I encourage you to get the app on your phone, on the computer, sign up. It's free. And then put together a weekly routine. And here's an example of mine. All right, this is not mine because I don't want you to see all the intricate details of my day and my life. But this looks just like mine, except it's missing a few things I'm doing today. Okay, so this is just like mine, Trello. Now remember, we're trying to plug lead gen and good phone into, make it into our habits, rituals, and routines. Okay, so here's what we do. I put a goal list right here. See, this what's great is I can create lists. This is a list. I'm dragging it around right now. And on the list, I can create cards. And I can move these cards around. So, this isn't going to be perfect. It's not a work of art. This is kind of like your brain, a little messy, a little scrambly, but this is how you organize things. And some people are like, well, I don't need that. I mean, I'm good with organizing things in my own mind and all that. Bullshit you are. Right? Yeah, you're as good as you look if that's how you're doing things. And if you don't like how you look, then start writing some shit down now. That's what I do. It's what other people do. That's what the wise have told us to do. Okay, I write down a goal. What's the goal? The goal comes right off of this spreadsheet. The spreadsheet we were just looking at. This one. That's the goal. 100 text messages a day, 500 a week. So what we need to do is we need to translate the targets from this spreadsheet into the Trello board. So here's what I do. I'll come over here. I'll put the plan. The goal is to get 2,000 scrapes done. Okay. These numbers aren't correct. I want to get 90 leads. So I've adjusted my Trello board now to be congruent with my target goals. Man, I'm getting better already. Like I'm getting a fucking plan here, man. I'm not just shooting from the hip. I'm not winging it. Get one deal a month. That's it. See, I can open up these cards and I can add details and I can attach contracts and pictures and due dates and alarms to go off. I mean, what do you want to do? It'll do it for you. Then you can see I've got, after the goal list, I've got a Sunday, I've got a Monday, I've got a Tuesday, I've got a Wednesday, I've got a Thursday, I've got a Friday, I've got a Saturday, I've got a weekly waiting room. What? This is for ideas. What? I don't know what list it goes on. So I'm just going to throw that there. Well, I don't know what day I'm going to do this, so I'm going to throw this here. Weekly waiting room. Okay. That's what I use a weekly waiting room for. It's for all my other ideas that don't quite fit just yet. I got a passwords list so I can remember how to log into shit. Right? I got a new list that doesn't need to be here, so I'm going to come down here and just get rid of it. I could add a list real easy. All right, so now all we have to do, guys, is translate the spreadsheet into a day-to-day routine. That's it. Then you have to make one commitment. That's it. Not 1,000 commitments, not 1,000 things to do, not 5 different things to do to get lead gen done. You have one commitment. And that commitment is, I work for this list. That's it. It helps me parent myself. It helps me discipline myself. It helps me organize and maintain my habits, rituals, and routines. Let's take a look at it again. So if we translate the spreadsheet into this Trello board, I've got my goal set. What about Sunday? Let's talk about Sunday. Sunday's kind of a day off. It's the day of the Lord. So here we go. What else am I going to do on Sunday besides kind of have a half day off, full day off, whatever? I'm going to run the scraper on automated REI. And in order to get 2,000, I know that I'm going to have to do, what did the spreadsheet say? 500 a week. So I'm going to run on Sunday the scraper for 500 every Sunday without fail. If I fail to do this, who am I failing? Myself, my business, my family, my finances, my future, my peace of mind, and it's just not fucking worth it. Sunday, run the scraper. Every Sunday, done. Guaranteed. Monday, I go in there, I set up a text blast. Why? Why on Monday and not on Sunday? Because it takes 24 hours for automated REI to fully scrape. So 24 hours later on Monday, I set up a text blast. Then on Tuesday, if I have anybody I need to follow up with, I follow up with them on that day. But since I'm just getting going, I don't really have any follow-up to do right now, do I? So I'm going to take that and I'm going to throw it over here in the weekly waiting room, because this week I don't need to follow up because I'm just brand new at this and I don't have any follow-up. So Tuesday is looking like a day off. What do you mean? You set up a text blast on Monday? Yeah, I set up a text blast on Monday, but I told it to schedule it to send it out on Thursday. You'll see. Just follow me. Wednesday, day off too. I like to take a couple, 2 or 3 days off a week. What's wrong with that? It's my damn business. I didn't get in this business to work like a slave. I didn't want to work until I'm fucking dead. That's what I was doing out there. That's what the man wanted me to do. I'm tired of that. So now I'm going to parent myself, work for this list, and be kick-ass as an individual instead of somebody that just taking orders and licking boots and assholes. Right? Wednesday, day off. I may buy a list of vacant houses and skip trace that. But since I'm brand new, I'm going to put that over here in the weekly waiting room. Because I'm just going to start out with the text machine. So Wednesday is a day off for me as well. Thursday now is when that SMS text blast that I set up on Monday, I ordered it. On Thursday, it goes off, which means I have leads coming in hot and heavy. It's time to start converting leads and calling sellers. right? Call these sellers and pre-screen them and close the good ones. But guess what? I got way too many leads to clean up on Thursday. So here we go again on Friday, converting leads and calling sellers again. This is the second afternoon that I've spent working leads. On Saturday, I got the Shut Up Money show in the morning, and then I'm following up on these leads. 3 days. And then the rest of the week, I'm basically laying down. But see, that's just my rhythm. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. You might like a different rhythm. You might like 100 texts going out every single day, because remember, that's on the spreadsheet. That'll plug and play. I like to do them all at once. Boom. I like to do all my calls to these leads in 2, maybe 3 days a week, and use the other days to follow up, or take a day off, spend some time with the wife, have a Whopper from Burger King, something. It's my life. I'm enjoying it. Get a rhythm. But if you're not cooking it down into your day-to-day habits, rituals, and routines, it will never, ever take off for you, like it has for so many other people. It's all about the habits, rituals, and routines. It's become a part of my habit, my ritual, my routine now. I don't even have to think about it anymore. Oh, I see it on the Trello board every week. Yep, reminds me. Yep, but it's just a habit now. It's just a ritual of mine on Sunday and Monday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. It's just a ritual of mine. It's just a routine. But it's a routine that helps me hit target numbers, to get target number deals, to get paid to do what I want to do. And I know you want to be there too, guys. This was a very, 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 very painful and direct message. I fucking yelled at everybody and cussed a lot. And I had a beer last night. That's probably why. Sorry, guys. I love you. I'm actually in a good mood. I'm actually in a fine mood. But I just feel passionate about this stuff too, man. These are the hard lessons that it took me forever to figure out. And it's just so fucking dumb, because they should have taught us all this shit in grade school. But now we're here, we're adults, and we got to learn it. So here we go. We're going to learn it now. Or we're not going to learn it now. And we're going to suffer the consequences or the blessings thereof, right? One way or another. So come join us at the club. We talk about stuff like this because this is the real shit. We're on that real shit here, okay? And that's the way we're going to keep it. That's the way we're going to stay. Love you guys. I'll see you around. Role play tomorrow.